Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into my official Week 11 weeknight picks where I go through all of my MAC predictions along with a few other games I've thrown in. I think I've got a total of 9 games on here, and then I'm also going to give my weeknight bets at the end of this video. So guys, we've got a full slate of MAC games happening on Tuesday night and Wednesday night. 6 total games, and we begin with Eastern Michigan at Akron. Eastern Michigan around a 7.5 point favorite. The models love Eastern Michigan. And guys, Akron, once again, one of the worst teams in in FBS football. They allow so many points. Eastern Michigan's had a few games this year. They've gotten up into the 30s, into the 40s. Akron kind of unique enough that they are able to throw the ball. They've got a quarterback who does throw, a decent amount for some yards, but I'm going with Eastern Michigan in this game fairly easily. Again, the models love Eastern Michigan to cover in this one. Personally, I really don't have a strong bet. If I had to pick something, I would probably say the over in this game personally. Next, we have Ohio traveling to Miami of Ohio in this one. Ohio University, a 1-point favorite. Guys, Ohio just has such a significant quarterback advantage. They've got the most efficient passing quarterback in the MAC. One of the best quarterbacks in college football according to PFF grades. I will take Ohio to win on the road. Cover the 1-point spread. It's a toss-up game. ESPN FPI, they do like Miami of Ohio in this one with a 52% chance, but I think I'm going with the significantly better quarterback. Miami of Ohio has struggled to score at points this season. Give me Ohio University. I'm done talking about this game. It's Miami of Ohio. It's Ohio. It's everything's Ohio. We got to include more Ohio teams. Next, Ball State traveling to Toledo. And guys, my man crush on Toledo has not subsided. I love Toledo University. They've got such a great dual threat dynamic quarterback. They're sitting at -11. I love the over in this game. The over 52. Toledo very easily gets into the 30s, possibly the 40s. And Ball State, not a great team, but they can score a little. Toledo is the best team in the MAC. It's not close. They win this game easily. Moving on, we've got Northern Illinois at Western Michigan. This is an even pick'em line. Western Michigan, 53% chance to win according to ESPN's FPI. Guys, when you look at any advanced numbers, Northern Illinois is just straight up the better football team. And I know they're on the road, but this was one of my best bets. Northern Illinois in the pick'em. I love them this week. They're just better. They're more explosive. They've got the better offense. They've been one of the most unlucky teams according to advanced metrics. So when you look at their record, guys, it really doesn't tell the full story. I love Northern Illinois in this spot on the road. Now we've got Buffalo coming off their brutal loss last week, their first loss in the MAC. They're on the road at Central Michigan. I still like Buffalo's defense overall. They're going to win this game. They're going to use their defense 30-23, and I've got them covering the 2-point spread. But I really don't have much of an opinion on this game other than I think the spread is a little bit of an overreaction. I understand there's tons of parity in the MAC, but this Buffalo team is coming off a loss, Actually, honestly, listen, guys, I'll be honest. I could see Central Michigan winning this game. I really don't know what's going to happen, I'll be honest. So, I have Buffalo winning, but we will see. Penn State at Bowling Green. Love the over in this game. I love Penn State's offense. Penn State will win this game. Bowling Green is a lot worse than their record. They're definitely improved, but still, I think they have a negative point differential and they're 4-1 in the MAC. It doesn't make sense. Penn State wins this game on the road. Very strong feeling on the over in that one. And then we've got a few Friday games. So this is the East Carolina at Cincinnati game. Cincinnati right now, -5.5. And guys, the overall models that I've looked at love Cincinnati to cover the 5.5 point spread at home. They struggled against Navy last week, but East Carolina has a bad defense. So I'm going to go with the models on this one. I'm going to trust Luke Fickell. And it's not like East Carolina's that bad of a team. They've got a good offense. They do. But I trust Cincy in this home spot. And then we've got the nightcap. Fresno State on the road at UNLV. This is going to get real ugly. Fresno State is on a total warpath right now. I've got it at 44-10. Fresno covering the 10-point spread. They get their starting quarterback back. They're a completely different team, in my opinion. UNLV, let's be real, they're a dead fish. Fresno State wins this game easily, in my opinion. We've got Colorado. I already made this prediction in my Week 11 picks and predictions video earlier, but I'll go over it again. Colorado is so bad. USC's minus 34. I don't think it's enough. 54-14, a 50 burger for Colorado. They would win this game by 40 points. This is a 9:30 game, so it's 6:30 Pacific. I will note, this is going to be a horrible atmosphere for USC. They really are struggling with attendance, and it's not going to get any better having a Friday night game at 6:30 local time. So against Colorado, where you're 34-point favorites, that place, the Coliseum, is going to be dead, but USC is so much better. Well, really, it's a combination. Colorado is the worst Power 5 team as well. And then when it comes to my weekday bets, I've got Ohio minus the 1 at Miami of Ohio. I just think Ohio is the better team personally. Ball State at Toledo. I like the over 52 due to Toledo's offense. Northern Illinois pick 'em at Western Michigan. They are just the better team, in my opinion. Kent State at Bowling Green. I like the over 57 in that one. Both of those QBs good enough to score some points. It should be a competitive game with Kent State only being favorites by 2.5. We've got a lot of scoring on both sides. We've got a possible 34-27 type game. And in that case, the over would be hitting. Cincinnati minus the 5.5 versus East Carolina. The algorithm, the models love that. They like Cincinnati to be favored by 8 or 9 in that game. USC minus 34 versus Colorado. So I forgot to mention, Oregon was in kind of a similar spot that USC is. Oregon was on the road at Colorado. They were 31.5-point favorites. And, I mean, they covered easily. Like, it was one of those games where they didn't even try at the end, and they still won 49-10, a deficit of 39 on the road. They covered easily. I just think Vegas is not making these Colorado spreads big enough because Colorado is so bad against a team like USC, and Caleb Williams is playing well. I will take them. Although I will note, Colorado has been able to throw the ball a little bit, so maybe USC showing some cracks on defense. They had that game versus California where California surprisingly scored 35 points. I don't know, guys. We will see. I still like USC. And then Fresno State minus the 10 at UNLV. Fresno State right now, what they're doing, what they did to Hawaii, a total decapitation. They're on a warpath right now. Don't overthink it. And then we do have a money line parlay. It is Northern Illinois parlayed with Toledo, who's a little bit more of a favorite, and then also Fresno State. So you've got one game right there, Northern Illinois, the pick'em, Toledo, and Fresno State. That would be my money line straight up parlay for the weekday bets. I believe there's a few other weekday games. Off the top of my head, Georgia Southern at Georgia Southern at Louisiana. I like Louisiana to win that game because it's a parity game. Georgia Southern really let me down. I told everyone take Georgia Southern, and they absolutely blew. They were 4-point underdogs, and it looks like they were going to win the entire game. I think they ended up losing and not even covering. So that is annoying. And then I think there's a few other games. Guys, I honestly can't remember them off the top of my head. And then the other game, the game that I was forgetting, Tulsa at Memphis. So Tulsa's quarterback and then the game that I was forgetting, guys, Tulsa at Memphis. Memphis right now 6-point favorites. So there's an issue with Tulsa's starting quarterback. I really can't predict it. I don't know if Davis Brin is going to play. It was so frustrating last week. Take Tulsa plus the 7.5, and then their quarterback doesn't play. But yeah, dude, Memphis is a weird team, aren't they? Memphis seems almost impossible to. They're so streaky. They're so bipolar. They lost to UCF. So guys, those are my weekday best bets here. The MAC bets for college football week number 11. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm of course the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.